Big 12 awards came out. Travis Hunter named Defensive Player of the Year. Shedeur Sanders named Offensive Player of the Year. BJ Green named Defensive Newcomer of the Year. But
he had a great year. He had 7 sacks, first team.
Yeah, a great year. But that's it. And Nikhai Hill-Green was named the second team. Obviously, Shedeur and Travis were named the first team Big 12 offensive team. But Matt, what are your thoughts on this? You'd expect to see more players, I would think.
I would have expected to see Wester and Cameron Craig somewhere for sure.
Right.
After that, I mean, I don't know who made honorable mention.
Oh, sorry, here's the
Who are the linebackers? I can't really read that.
The linebackers: Baylor's Matt Jones, Baylor's Keaton Thomas, Texas Tech's Jacob Rodriguez.
Huh. So linebackers from teams that we eviscerated.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, man. Look, Travis should win Defensive Player of the Year. He should also win the Thorpe, but he won't. Shedeur is the Offensive Player of the Year. That's awesome. They're also both going to be unanimous All-American. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Shedeur and Travis are both unanimous All-Americans. So I don't know how you pick another quarterback to be the first-team quarterback. I don't know how you don't push Travis to be unanimous on both sides. So they'll have their names up in Folsom for the rest of their lives. So congratulations to that. Mm-hmm. I would think there'd be more guys, but there's a lot of players now. There's 16 teams in the Big 12, and there's only so many spots. So they can't just give every spot to Colorado guys. How many honorable mention players did we have? Because I know people look at honorable mention like it's not good, but it's a crazy mentality in my opinion. Honorable mention is an all-conference title. You just weren't first or second team. I don't even think they do a third team. So I'd like to see who got honorable mention.
I'm looking for honorable mention here. While I look for that, I will read a stat. Shedeur Sanders is Colorado first-team all-conference quarterback, the first one since Coy Detmer in 1996. The only other one to get as high as second team since 1996 was Sam Neuer in 2020.
And that was a COVID year.
Yeah, that was a COVID year.
I'm sorry, but I don't count that year. Carl Durrell won Big 12 Coach or Pac-12 Coach of the Year in 2020. It was awesome.
Yeah. And by the way, these stats come from our main man, Brian Howell. We had Brian Howell on earlier this season.
He's a fucking man, bro.
He is the man. He is awesome. Here's another one. With Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter earning Big 12 Player of the Year honors, it's the third time in Colorado history it has had the conference offensive and defensive Player of the Year. The CU Buffs also did it in 1989, Big 8, Darian Hagan and Alfred Williams, and then in 1990 with the Big 8 with Eric Bieniemy and Williams. I don't know. He didn't leave Alfred Williams. Yeah. So there you have it.
Me too.
Yeah. So I'm still looking for those honorable mentions.
Yeah,
but
if you can't find them, you can't find them. It is what it is. It's all good.
But hey, yeah, I mean, nonetheless, I would expect to see more players. We look on the offensive side of the ball. I mean, Jordan Tyson's a hell of a player. I don't know how you don't put LaJohntay Wester on there. Personally, I think he is very underrated.
Jordan Tyson is a buff. Jordan Tyson played at CU for 3 years before he went to Arizona State.
Yeah, I understand. But
he's one of the guys that I wish wouldn't have left, and we see now why, because he's a fucking stud. I have no problem with Jordan Tyson being on the list. Wester not being on this list is shitty, but who are you going to replace?
Yeah. No, yeah.
Like, my thing is Wester's not even a second-team wide receiver. That is where that's more egregious than the 3 first-team nods.
Right. Yeah, I mean, he just gets overshadowed. He's got so much damn talent around him, man. What you gonna do?
And then look, the Seaton thing. Like, Jordan Seaton should have been at least second-team tackle. Like, if I'm him, I'm pissed. Like, he's not the offensive newcomer of the year. Jordan Seaton, everything he did for that football team and starting every game as a freshman, he better be first-team freshman All-American. I'll tell you that shit. Yeah.
Well, I found your honorable mentions. Starting with Preston Hodge, DB, Alejandro Mata, great kicker.
Potato.
Tajay McCoy, edge rusher. DJ McKinney, Chidozie Nwankwo, the brick shithouse, as you like to call him. Jordan Seaton, honorable mention. Cameron Silman Craig. Mark Vassett, the punter, and then LeJontay Wester.
You're telling me Arden Walker didn't get nothing. Arden fucking Walker didn't get anything.
Not that I
see. All right, hey, 5'3". Motivated yet? Hey, 5'3", who just had 8 sacks and was the best defensive end in the Big 12. Motivated yet, homie? They don't think you can play. Wow. That one's more like, bro, we had how many defensive player of the week awards did we have for defensive linemen, and none of those guys made the team?
Yeah, like McNeil. I think about the guys that won awards from the
we'll look up Walker and Sammy Sacks just stats. Like my senior year, I had 60 tackles, 13 TFLs, and 9 sacks at 3 technique, and I was third team all Big 12 or some shit. Like, look at Arden's numbers and tell me he shouldn't fucking be out there.
Arden Walker's stats: 31 total tackles, 23 solo, 8 assists, 4.5 sacks, and a forced fumble.
That's pretty good. Like, that's not honorable mention all Big 12. Look, next year when he doubles those numbers, he'll be first team.
Yeah.
Because look, what was Green the third's numbers? Because he had 8 sacks, and he was the newcomer of the year and first team defensive end, right?
Yeah, here first, before I read his stats, I'll read Sammy Sacks' stats. He had 25 total tackles, 16 solo, 9 assists, and 3 sacks.
All right, so maybe I'm overvaluing how many sacks they actually had. Okay, that's a little CU bias.
You're right about it.
They're really good because we watch them every week. But if you're just looking at the numbers and you're trying to build an all Big 12 team, that's probably what kept them off.
Fair. And BJ Green's stats, who did get Big 12 first team on newcomer. 30 total tackles, 19 solo, 11 assists, 7.5 sacks, 2 forced fumble, and 1 fumble recovery.
Yeah, the 7.5 sacks right there. That's what does it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
My senior year, though, I had 9 sacks, and I didn't get first team all Big 12. The guy that got in front of me had no sacks.
Yeah, 9
sacks. This is a popularity contest.
That's like crazy, man. That's
yeah, it's okay. It is what it is. I'm saying, like, it's a popularity contest on top of it too. Like,
yeah, that's true.
I think the fact that CU is so popular and there's so many guys that could be on the list, they intentionally keep guys off the list because CU is so good. I don't think you can just have a team all of Colorado players. Yeah, but hey, let's be real. We're sitting here complaining, but we've got the offensive player of the year, the defensive player of the year, and the newcomer of the year. And they couldn't give the coach of the year to Coach Prime, too. So everybody knows who the team of the Big 12 is. I know Arizona State and Iowa State are playing for the title, but CU didn't get to play either one of those teams this year. So I still think Colorado's the best team in the Big 12. I watched Kansas whip Iowa State's ass. I think Kansas might beat Arizona State's ass unless they have to play Baylor. What the fuck? Kansas went out and played Baylor and looked like an absolute shell of themselves.
They got destroyed. Like, I've never that Colorado was their Super Bowl, no doubt. And by the way, Neal wasn't even on this list. They had R.J. Harvey and Scatabo, the Arizona State running back, ahead of Neal. Neal's not even on that list. So I was just like,
Scatabo should be fucking on this list.
Yeah, but yeah, Kansas got drummed by the Baylor last week. I will say there was a lot of betting money on Kansas, but I did not expect them to go down there and get drummed like that. Kansas also, I don't believe, has won against Baylor in 15 years or something. I read on the Saturday, so there's something to that as well.
What's hypocritical that I think that CU is good, so that's why certain guys just made honorable mention?
No, a lot of people think that they're keeping players off. That's what his point is.
That's what I just fucking said. Yeah. Is that not what I just said? The fact that Colorado is so popular and so good is keeping other players off of the team because we just had the offensive, defensive, and newcomer of the year. They can't just load first and second team with all Colorado kids. How would that look with 16 teams in the conference? They have to diversify. What we're talking. What are you talking about, dog? That's exactly what I just said. I think that CU beats Arizona State, and I think that CU beats Iowa State in this game. Yeah, in Tempe in the middle of the season, I don't know. We'll have to talk about that next year because Arizona State comes to Boulder next year. But right now in the Big 12 title game, if CU was playing either one of these teams, I would take CU. Yeah,
I agree. And I'm with you on that one. See you in the title game. I mean, it's all right. Really, that's not accurate. I'll let you watch, but you're gonna have to
They
stop
went from 4-8 to 9-3, and they were in the conference race until literally the last minute of the last Big 12 game of the year. Everybody was watching BYU Houston to see if Colorado would get in, and praying to God that they would so they could watch them again. So again, you can sit here and talk shit all you want. That's fine, but you've been removed for a reason.
Yeah, and you can still watch. You can't say nothing. I just muted you. I didn't actually ban you, so it's okay.
All right, then muted. And that means
yeah, exactly.